Hey everybody, GC13 here. I think it's safe to say that Ronaldo is a bit of a controversial character in Steven Universe. Primarily used as comic relief, Ronaldo doesn't have very many serious moments, and those he does have tend not to portray him in the best light. I've always liked Ronaldo though. Sure, he's a bit of a doof. Alright, he's an enormous doof, but he's funny when he's supposed to be, stays out of the way most of the time, and those episodes heavily featuring him are pretty versatile.
I also have buttons!
Let me handle this, Ronaldo. As I was saying, Ronaldo's 4 big episodes each use him differently. Keep Beach City Weird is all about Ronaldo's obsession with what he thinks is weird stuff happening in Beach City. Unfortunately, it turns out all to be caused by those boring alien rock ladies from outer space. Then in Horror Club, we get a better look at Ronaldo's little social circle, with him trying to present some horror movies to Steven and newly discovered aficionado Sadie. Rising Tides, Crashing Skies has Ronaldo try his hands at documentary filmmaking, trading out his delusion over the weird for a sense of self-importance. And finally, we have Ronaldo. However you feel about it, we definitely didn't already have an episode where Ronaldo tries to become a crystal gem. Poorly. Say what you will about Rising Tides and Ronaldo, but Ronaldo's 2 Season 1 episodes were great. Horror Club was able to not just tell us a lot about Ronaldo in the present day, and his and Lars's past, but it also checked in on Lars's feelings towards Sadie for the first time after Island Adventure happened. It's Keep Beach City Weird that's the real hero, though. Ronaldo may not know a lot about truth, but his proclamation at the end was incredibly prophetic. Fans knew it at the time, too. The term Diamond Authority became the de facto way to refer to the leadership of the Gems 20 episodes before we heard Jasper mention Yellow Diamond in The Return. It could have been great even told us that Ronaldo had been right about the Gems planning to hollow out the Earth. Ronaldo even tried his hand at prophecy again in Rising Tides, Crashing Skies, but without the amazing 100% accuracy rate. It was still impressive, though. Sure, Gems weren't trying to abduct people to put into a human zoo back then in The Return, when the handship showed up, but that's a plan they'd go to much later in the series. Even if you don't like how abrasive Ronaldo can be, and that's fine, he's definitely not meant to be a character you emulate, the early nods towards future revelations he gave us were great to have. Those are all reasons to like Ronaldo as a character. Now let's talk about what he's done to make people dislike him. Aside from his general demeanor, and if that bothers you so much, you'll always have Watermelon Steven, there are 2 big Ronaldo events that people like to point to, Horror Club and Ronaldo. And really, bringing up Horror Club isn't even fair. People take exception to the fact that Ronaldo tried to sacrifice Lars to the Lighthouse Gem, some even going so far as to accuse him of trying to murder Lars. That's not how it happened, though. The gem, which had been clearly targeting Lars the whole time, had swallowed Sadie through the floor. Trying to trade Lars for Sadie was probably the most rational thing Ronaldo has ever done in the series. I mean, let's be honest. Is Season 1 Lars even that great? Do the people who are mad at Ronaldo for trying to sacrifice him even like him? I know I personally found him insufferable until the new Lars at the earliest, though it wasn't until the good Lars that they really cemented that character growth. Back during Horror Club, though, Lars had spent the entire episode being a dink to Ronaldo, and he would spend most of the series being a dink to everyone around him.
Oh, hey Lars.
Those aren't the words of someone happy to see a friend. The fact that she's then astonished by Steven Lars saying something as basic as she doesn't stink says a lot about how Lars usually acts around his friends. Buck's judgment says the same thing, but even more clearly.
This isn't the Lars we know. Maybe Lars is actually a good guy who likes making people feel good.
So no, I'm sorry. Even after the stunt she pulled in Island Adventure, I'm sure just about anyone would agree they'd rather have Sadie around than Lars. But Lars didn't stay that contemptible character forever, did he? He grew a lot during his adventures with the Off-Colors, and by the end of the series he was someone you could like, even support. That brings us to Ronaldo. Look, it's not Ronaldo's finest 11 minutes, okay? While he spent the episode in Ronaldo mode, after he has some time to sleep and then think, he does come around and see things clearly. If we're going to forgive Lars for his prior jerkish teenage boy ways because he eventually grew up, the least we could do is forgive Ronaldo after he's apologized in the same episode for what he said while he was seriously sleep-deprived. It's okay to think Ronaldo is a bit too goofy, but if you're going to try to say he's an awful person, then I'll let Steven do the talking.
I think you can stop being such a dink to Ronaldo.
How do you feel about Ronaldo? Is he harmless comic relief, or is he Beach City's most dangerous sociopath? Let me know down in the comments below. Go ahead and like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more cartoon videos.